Good morning, my sweet friends, and welcome to the video. Today is going to be number 2 of our weekend weigh-in. So last week I came to you at 193.9 pounds, and this week, having actually expected to have gained weight because it was supposed to be the last week of my reverse diet, which, pause here, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you haven't seen the video I did with my coach Brian, please go check that out. It's gonna be the first link in the description below, just so you understand what I'm talking about, because right now I am reverse dieting, which is something that I knew nothing about and that is kind of a foreign concept to many people. So before you continue watching this video, make sure you go check that out first. That being said, this week I weighed in at 193.4. So it's not too much of a change. It's about half a pound lost, but it is kind of significant because I was definitely expecting to have gained weight, or at least maintained. I just was in no way expecting any sort of weight loss. And when I checked in with Brian, my coach, I check in with him every single Friday, as you guys know. And on Saturday, he got back to me and he was actually surprised too. He said he was also expecting for me to have gained a little bit of weight just right at the end of my reverse diet. Now, that being said, because it kind of shocked both of us, me having lost a little bit of weight, we have decided to push one more week of the reverse diet. So this is going to be my 4th week of reverse dieting. And basically the reasoning behind this is just, like Brian was saying, because I didn't gain any weight like we both kind of thought that I would, he believes that there still is room to sort of top off the tank of that leptin hormone, so that once we do drop me back into a deficit, not only will my weight loss be more effective, but it will last me quite a bit longer and I won't have to do another reverse diet too soon. So yeah, we are actually going into one last week of reverse dieting. Like I said, you know, going into this week, I was expecting this to be the final week and then to go back into a deficit this coming week. But that is not going to be the case. I can't say I'm too bummed about it, but it definitely is sort of a different mindset that I'm having to be in. My TDEE, or my maintenance calories, are about 2,200. This week I only got up to about 2,025 calories, so not even up to my maintenance. And then even with this extra week of the reverse diet, I am starting Monday at 2,075 calories, and then on day 4, or on Thursday, I will move up to 2,175 calories. So just very, very little changes, but it's basically just fueling up that tank, sort of like topping it off very slowly but steadily, so that then when we drop me back into a deficit the following week, and I believe that it works sort of the same way as we go slowly back into a deep deficit. I may be wrong on that, don't quote me. We will see what the next week brings. But yeah, so starting the week at 2,075 calories and then ending it with 2,175 calories. Sorry, I have my notes down here just so I don't forget anything. Workouts are gonna stay the same. I do one upper body weightlifting workout, one lower body weightlifting workout, 2 separate body weight workouts, one 7-minute burpee AMRAP, or as many reps as possible, and then I also do 3 20-minute sessions of cardio. So I use the Stairmaster, and I usually throw those cardio sessions in with upper body and both of the body weight workouts. As far as how I have been feeling and how those workouts went this previous week, I feel absolutely amazing, you guys. Like, I have so much energy. I feel like I'm able to put all of myself into my workouts, specifically the weightlifting ones. Both my upper body and my leg day this week were incredible. I'm like excited to have my, not body weight, well, those two, but specifically the weightlifting workouts, I'm like excited for this week, knowing that I'm gonna have that little bit, just a little bit more energy from those extra calories. I notice a difference, and it's so crazy. Making these little changes and seeing my body respond to little changes is something that is so, like, it's very empowering for me, coming from a place of being completely out of control of my body, you know, at almost 300 pounds. Being able to enforce control and to make my body do what I want it to do is just like a completely new, it's a new thing for me, and I absolutely love it. So other than that, how I'm feeling is basically just like, I just feel so positive about this whole thing. Like I said, reverse dieting was extremely foreign to me, the whole concept of it. I had no idea what it was. I feel so blessed to have been able to work with Brian and for him to have introduced it to me and known that this was what was a good fit for me. I just feel like it's exactly what my body needed. I feel like my body is starting to function properly because I am fueling it properly for the first time in years. Coming from having weight loss surgery and being in such a steep caloric deficit, I feel like this is exactly what my body needs right now. No, I don't think it's right for everyone. Not everyone who's had weight loss surgery, not anyone just in general. But for me, in my journey, this is really what I needed right now. I feel like my body feels, like I said, it's starting to function properly. But I also feel like this is something that has come at the perfect time for me when it comes to my mental health and my relationship with my body and also with food. So being able to fuel my body and to not gain a ton of weight and to be, reverse dieting isn't just eating whatever you want or eating a ton of food. I'm being very, very mindful about what I am putting into my body, but I'm looking at food as fuel and not coming from a place of depriving myself. Those are the main reflections I have though, is just that knowing that, like, seeing the little changes I'm making affect my body directly and having that control is absolutely amazing. And then looking at food as like my friend and not feeling restricted is it's a beautiful thing for me, and I think it's a really good thing for me to experience before going back into a deficit, and keeping that mentality of choice and you know, like when I do go into a deficit and try to get back into, you know, losing weight, that will be my choice, and I will be doing that intentionally, just as I'm doing this intentionally. So feeling super good. I do have a couple goals for this week aside from the targets that Brian has set for me with the workouts and the calories. I want to consume a lot more water this week. I was feeling very bloated. I ran that by him. He said, yeah, it definitely is, just, you know, the extra calories. So usually in the evenings I feel very bloated. So I want to make sure that I'm getting in at least 64 ounces of water a day. That's like a ultra minimum that really everyone should be having, but just upfront and honest, I have not been drinking that much water every day, so that's gonna be my goal for this week. I also want to eat more veggies and fruit, primarily veggies though, just because, I don't know, I just find when I'm using my Evolve app, it's freaking easy to, you know, get a box of Honey Nut Cheerios and scan the barcode, you know, and just track it like that. So I have been eating less whole foods than I would like to. So this week I am adding in some more veggies and more fruit and whatnot. Speaking of, do y'all like Brussels sprouts? Because I'm just eating these out of this thing. Look how much I've eaten. That's literally like, oh Lord. Yeah, I really like Brussels sprouts. These are like herb roasted Brussels sprouts from Sprouts. So freaking good. And then my final goal for the week is just to stay mindful with my eating. I sort of can see myself transitioning my mindset to, oh hey, like sweet, one more week of reverse dieting, and like kind of getting out of control and like subconsciously eating, if that makes sense. And this is again coming from someone who's dealt with food addiction and binge eating and stuff. I want to maintain a sort of consciousness of what I'm putting into my body, and I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like for people who've dealt with emotional food stuff, you'll probably understand, otherwise it might sound a little bit crazy. So this week's weigh-in was a little bit shorter than last week's. I do, however, want to go ahead and add to the end of this video one of my favorite body weight, like at home, full body workouts that I've been doing. It is just super, super, super basic, and some of the stuff I do modified because of my own medical needs and whatnot. But yeah, I thought I would just share it with you guys because I've been doing it for a long time now, and I get a lot of questions about what you can do if you don't necessarily have access to a gym or you know, certain equipment and everything. So all you need for this one is your body. So thank you guys for tuning in to this week's weigh-in. I'm really excited for the next week check-in I'll be doing with you guys. I am expecting to have gained probably a little bit of weight after this one. Brian said the same thing too. So maybe next week I'll come at you a little bit higher than this week's weigh-in of 193.4, but we shall see. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's weigh-in. I look forward to the next one, and without further ado, let's get into the body weight workout. Okay guys, so this lighting has my hair looking all kinds of fluffy, but I'm gonna show you one of the body weight workouts that my coach Brian has me doing right now. Before I get into it, I just wanna say that basically all of these exercises can be modified. I personally modify them myself. This is coming from somebody who deals with mainly hip and like pelvis area, knee and shoulder vulnerability / injury. So all of these can be modified. I worked my way up from doing 3 rounds of everything to now 5 rounds of everything. And by the end of that, trust me, my heart rate is up and going. So just do what you can based on, you know, where your body's at and work your way up. Also, I apologize for the echo. Bear with me here with this filming. I know it's not the best, but I'm doing it by myself, so hang in there with me. Okay, our first exercise is just a very basic squat or an air squat. So all you do, y'all know what this is here, but you wanna flex your booty at the top, so you're going all the way down. If you can go past parallel, awesome. Up and flex. So it kind of looks like this from the side. Flex that booty at the top. That's the trick. Now, if you need to modify, let's say you can't go all the way down, that's cool. If this is your range of motion, use it. Now, if you really want to get your heart rate up, let's say you're doing 3 rounds, but you want a little bit more heart rate action, you can also make this a jump squat. So you do normal squat and jump, squat, jump. So number 1, just 20 air squats. Okay, our next exercise is just going to be a basic push-up. We're gonna do 10 of these. I personally modify them. If you can do traditional push-ups without modifying, that's awesome. I personally go ahead and keep my knees down. So we're just gonna go ahead, try to keep that body flat, engage the core, and we're gonna do 10 of these. Okay, so our third exercise is going to be the pretty much universally hated burpee. I specifically loathe burpees because my body, you know, from being 300 pounds to now this, it does a lot of changes. I don't have the strongest joints whatsoever, and it's hard to move around with my loose skin and stuff. So jumping and everything, it's uncomfortable for me. Now I wanna show you guys a few ways to modify this because I'm still not at the point of being able to do that full push up in the back there. So what you can do, if you're not even able to jump, what you can do is just fully extend your body. So you can start with that reach up there and then walk yourself down slowly. Bend both knees, 1 foot back, other foot back. If you're able to do the push up, great. I put my knees down just to modify, and we do our push up. And we come all the way back up, slowly. This kind of flows together a little bit faster once you get the hang of it. So we're gonna do 10 burpees. As much as you can, know your body's limits, push yourself though. For me personally, 10 of those is pushing myself, so let's get into it. Whew, I'm dreading these. Okay, y'all, so our final exercise is going to be 10 lying straight leg raises. So this is mainly to engage the core, get it real fired up. 10 of these does definitely get me fired up. So let me show you the kind of like traditional version of how you do this. Okay, so you wanna lie on your back. I like to support my lower back by putting my hands right under my butt. Engage the core and bring the legs up. And then all you're gonna do is tap down 10 times. Okay, so if that is not in your range of motion and you need a modification, what you can do is keep your legs bent. So all you're gonna do here, again, stabilizing the lower back, put your hands under the butt. This also helps with keeping the hips aligned. All you're gonna do is keep your legs bent, tap down. If you want to hold a bridge like this, tap 1 down at a time. So the main idea here is to engage the core to carry the legs down and bring them back up. You just want to pay close attention to your lower back to make sure that your back is not lifting the weight up and lowering it down. So you don't want to be hyperextending your back like that. All right guys, so to summarize, we have 20 air squats, 10 push-ups, 10 burpees, and 10 lying straight leg raises. So again, start with 3 rounds if you can do that. If you can only do 1, if you can do 2, awesome. Modify as you need, listen to your body. As I said, I've worked my way up now to doing 5 rounds of this. And as you can see, I'm only 1 round in and your girl's sweaty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Let me know if you want to see more workouts from me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.